I made a post on Twitter about a week or over a week ago where I said black people are the, and I typed the THEE and in all caps, trending topic. Just a plain tweet like that. And I got some, good responses from it and whatnot. And this occurred right around that time. So if y'all don't know who this person is in the picture, that is Ryan Kinel. Y'all know I have talked about him on my channel several times before. Well, not several times, maybe a couple times. 2 times. Now this is the 3rd. This actually was brought to my attention in the Discord, and I forgot who it was that sent it to me, but if they're watching, shout out to you. We're saying, Taurean, your favorite racist is at it again. Well, first off, I take that as an insult because no person who's a racist is my favorite. I mean, I'm just glad that when they're overt with their narratives, I'm glad about that. That way we don't have to try to figure out who they are and figure them out. They pretty much tell us their business right there for us. But anyway, Ryan Kinel and this person named Alex Stein, and I think this the Alex guy right here. And first off, I don't know if he pronounces it Stein or Steen, but it is spelled Stein. What if I told y'all about them Steens and them Steins? They are not our friends. But Ryan Kinel posted up a video on his YouTube, I guess it was on his YouTube channel or some social media platform, where he was at this, it looks like a park. I can't really tell or gauge where he is at, but he found a picture of he found a statue, as you can see right behind him, where it's a man. I'm not sure. It looks like Native American attire based on the how it's made. I could be wrong, but anyway, and this man has his foot on the head of a dog. And in the video, Ryan says, "Hey, look, I found George Floyd, a statue of George Floyd." And then this Alex guy right over here basically joined in and laughed at it and thought it was funny. He's like, "Oh my God," you know how a lot of white guys get when they be when they be fake and trying to sound excited, and you can really see the fakeness just ooze off of their body. That's what was going on here. Now, 2 things really stuck out to me that was very disgusting, but not shocking. 1, he made fun of George Floyd's death. Because the whole world saw what happened to this man. The entire globe watched it on video. Those who were there saw it in real time. We saw the playback. That's an image that will forever remain in our minds of Derek Chauvin kneeing on this man's neck for almost 9 minutes, thus killing him. The other insult or the other disgusting thing about this whole situation is the fact that this is the image of a dog being stepped on. And he's comparing a human being to that of a dog. He's saying, look, it's a statue of George Floyd. In this statue, his creation in his head, the dog would be George Floyd, or George Floyd would be the dog. Because Derek Chauvin would be this person right here. So he made fun of a man's death, and he compared him to that of a dog, not even a human being. I think I was talking, I can't remember if it was in a live stream or in a video. Listen, I do so many videos and I talk a lot. It is what it is. But I think I remember saying something how that 3/5 compromise, where it said that black people were seen as less than a human being, while that may not be on paper anymore, mentally it's still there. This guy has that 3/5 compromise mentality of seeing black people less than a human being. And in the same breath is making fun of and mocking the death of a black man. If I was the family of George Floyd, I would sue the hell out of Ryan Kinel to the point where he would not even be able to upload another video on YouTube. Snatch all of it away from him. Because that was very disrespectful, but not shocking. Keep in mind, This is the same guy that back in March went on a menstrual rant because there were good black people in the Batman movie and not enough good white people. This is the same guy that got upset at the casting of that black girl, a 14-year-old, in that new Percy Jackson, that upcoming Percy Jackson Disney Plus series. He goes, if you look at his channel, if you can stomach it, you don't have to click on any videos to watch it, and look at his thumbnails. The amount of times this man uses the word woke, if I got $1 for every time this man used the word woke in a week, I would probably be set for life. And the crazy part about it is there are other people out there like this Ryan Kinel. But because he tries to hide it behind the whole Geeks and Gamers thing, because that's his community. And like I said, he's not the only one. A lot of them, the vast majority of them over there have that same mindset. Because he hides behind that, he'll try to say, oh, we're looking too much into it, or we're thinking too deep into it. I would not be surprised that if he made a video in response to the people calling him out on what he said in his video, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be remotely surprised if he did that, because he figures that's more content for him. That's more things he can talk about, because he did the same thing with the backlash he got when he was talking about the Batman. And a lot of the times, a lot of these individuals, they do this for attention. Like that woman who said that abortion was worse than slavery, and then she came back after the backlash and then doubled down on what she said when saying everybody was slaves or slavery was a global thing and black people weren't the only ones slaves. She doubled down on it because now she found a niche to go in on. She found a sector. But that goes back to my tweet that black people are the trending topic. I might actually title this video that, or I might say proof that black people are the trending topic, because a lot of times when you have these outsiders and some insiders as well, whenever they can get a topic going about black people, they know they can get a lot of views behind that. Because if Ryan Kinel didn't do this for attention, why did he record him saying this? He could have said this without pulling out his camera or his phone to record himself and then put it online. He knew the level of response he was going to get because he knew it was going to be triggering to a lot of people, especially a lot of black people. And what is so even more disgusting and disturbing behind this is not only would this upset black people as a collective, think of the one person, because there could be a couple, but I'm thinking of one person right now who this could upset the absolute most out of everyone. George Floyd's young daughter, who is not even a teenager yet. This little girl, I don't even think she's 10. See, people like Ryan Kinel do not take that into consideration, that this little girl lost her father in such a very violent way, and the whole world had to see that happen on television, on social media, on YouTube, on the news, over and over and over again. And she's not even 10. Imagine how traumatizing that has to be for her to have that play out in her head all the time. And then you have people like him make videos like this and then wants to say that it was just a joke. That's another thing. They love to talk bad about black people and then try to chalk it up to it being a joke. But when something happens to them, we're supposed to just mourn and cry. No. My mantra kicks in at that point of I feel nothing. If anything ever happens to Ryan Kinel or anyone close to him, I don't care if it's a friend or a family member, it could be his pet, I will probably toss my head back like a Pez dispenser and let out the biggest Joker laugh I have ever laughed in my life, just because he's so disrespectful. Oh yes, and he is a racist. I don't care what anybody says. He is. He is. He might try to say that he's not, but he most definitely is. I don't know too much about this Alex Stein character. I think he's part of that Geeks and Gamers too. He's trash as well. I don't know too much about him. Don't want to. But this Ryan Kinel, and notice, and this is something that I noticed as well. Notice who's not around. The same type of people he loves to talk about every now and then. Black people. I don't see not one black person in sight. But he compared a dead black man to that of a dog. I don't think many people pointed that out. He compared a dead black man to a canine and thought it was funny. But then tell us that we're so sensitive. This is why they want to tell us to get over it, or get over this, or basically get over anything that they have put upon us. That way they can get away with saying stuff like this and no one's going to be offended by it. He knows that people was going to like call him out on it. But like I said, he hides in his little enclave, in his little corner where there's not many, or if there not any black people around. And if there are some black people around, bootlicking so hard they probably got blisters the size of hailstones on the bottom of their feet. But that's how a lot of them operate, because they know if they said anything like this around black people, what is it they said in Friday? That's your ass, Mr. Postman. And he knows that. A lot of them know that. That's why I can't take white supremacists seriously, because they're cowards. They do things where either they're in the group and the person they're going to is outnumbered, or they go after a soft target, or they do it where there's no black people around, which is what Ryan and this Alex guy is doing right here. I almost wanted to play the video for y'all, but I chose not to. Most of you have by now seen the video. If not, I most likely will just retrieve the link and you can go watch it yourself if you choose to do so. I might not even do that. I'll leave that up to you to go and find it yourself, and you can go and watch it. It's not a long video. He just goes up to the statue and he said, "Hey, look, it's a statue of George Floyd." But yeah, it's crazy because he'll get on his platform and talk about woke this and woke that, and the liberals are this and the liberals are that. But the liberals and the conservatives, or whoever, what line of thinking he has, are no different. As we all say, a white supremacist is going to be a white supremacist, no matter which side they lean toward. It is what it is. And I don't expect him to apologize for it. This is far from me asking for an apology. I wouldn't even demand an apology out of him. He's showing, or has been showing, who he is. This is the real Ryan Kinel. Always has been, always will be, no matter how much he tries to hide behind, oh, it was just this. No, it wasn't just that. That's what you think. And the thing is, he can't even really hide behind it because he's not in his studio. He's not talking about pop culture. He's outside in the open where there's people in a public setting. And he came across this statue and just took the opportunity to take his phone out and make fun and mock a dead man. In the last pose, or the last position he was in while he was alive. I'm telling you, the people that we are around. Well, he's not around us. I don't know where Ryan Kinel is from. I don't know where he lives. I don't care. But something tells me that if there's a black person that comes across the video or knows who he is, and they see him walking down the street, if he just happens to, get accidentally pushed and he wonders why, we can refer back to this. Because see, now, like I said, he's gone from talking about pop culture and displaying his anti-black hatred in pop culture to now taking it into a real life situation. Now it has escalated. And I'm like certain that he's done this before. Maybe not with this, of course. But this was the time when he felt he puffed his chest out. And he felt comfortable and he felt confident to do this. But I bet you if this was a white person that this happened to, what happened to George Floyd, if that happened to a white person and a black person, it could have been a prominent black person, a content creator, or just, whoever did this, they would have made them apologize. Look at the apology tour Nick Cannon went on when it came to a certain community. I'm just saying. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video on that note. If you are new to the channel, make sure y'all go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you have that bell clicked and your notifications set to all. Make sure you also have your notifications turned on to all on your mobile devices as well. Make sure you are checking out the links down below. That are links to my second channel, The Rain in Real Time. Also the links to my Discord and to my Patreon. And I'll talk to you in the next one.